Good morning, operators. Stand by. Stand by. Coffee's hot, frequency's alive. 145.430. You're listening to the morning hum. This is the Coffee Break Net. Steam rising with the sunrise glow. Signals bouncing nice and low. Foothill light and silicon sky. Morning check-ins rolling by. Call sign ready, mic in hand. Voices drifting through the band. RF dancing in the air. Someone's mobile somewhere out there. Heat up, drop your sign. One at a time. You're sounding fine. Sip soda, rush the day. Net control will lead the way. Coffee on the console, radio's awake. Morning on the machine, give and take. Voices in the speaker, smooth and clean. So like riding on the beam. Checking out, don't hesitate. This is how we caffeinate. From the hills to the bay. W6EK Echo Keel starts the day. Check here. AllStarLink been feeling strong. Echolink brings friends along. Mobile base or handheld tight. Everyone's sounding right. Morning traffic rolling through. Signal reports 5x2. Laughing in between the keys. Coffee cup and beat my R's. Mic drop, carry a tone. You're never really alone. One more round, take your place. Good vibes on the interface. Coffee on the console, radio's awake. Morning on the machine, give and take. Voices in the speaker, smooth and clean. Sunlight riding on the beam. Check it out. Don't hesitate. This is how we caffeinate. Morning voices, RF stream. Coffee break, live on the machine. Good morning, operators. Stand by. Coffee's hot. Frequency's alive. Good morning, operators. Stand by. Good morning. Voices. Stand by. Stand by. Good morning, operators. Stand by. Stand by. Good morning, operators. Stand by.
Well, good morning, and welcome to the Coffee Break Net. Coffee Break Net is on the W6EK Repeater every morning, 7:30 to around 10 a.m. This is KW6U. happy Daylight Savings Day. For those of you that are awake and ready to go, most of you are probably still asleep. Oh, let's take a break here for a second. I'm going to go over a couple of national days, and then we'll take some check-ins. Of course, you know it is Daylight Savings Days, and if you saw my fingers in air quotes, I don't know that we save anything. It feels like we lose an hour today. So we saved nothing. Maybe we saved it for another time of the year. And International Women's Day. This is a famous day to celebrate the achievements and rights of women around the world. I think this is the one. We see National Women's Days in other areas, but this is International Women's Day, and I think it's the one and only around the world today. Let's see, since it's Daylight Savings, it's Check Your Batteries Day. Go through all of your clocks, turn the time, and check the batteries on those pieces of equipment that still have batteries. And because I always like food, it's National Peanut Cluster Day. How about that? Mostly we'll just talk about the very fine weather we're having up here in Auburn, California today. It is a beautiful sunrise filtering into the shack at the moment still, and I think I would rather be outside, but I can do that a little bit later. Right now we'll go ahead and talk with you this morning, whatever's on your mind. I'll take some check-ins, some quick in and outs to get you on your day. This is KW6U taking quick in and outs.
Good morning, Jeff. Kilo Golf 6, November, Lima Whiskey.
KB7DFP, Cannon Twin Falls, pedestrian mobile.
KB6 LUV, good morning.
Quebec, Rick in North Highlands.
Kilo Charlie 6, Sierra Lima Echo.
6, Victor, Yankee, Delta, Kilo, November 6, Victor, Yankee, Delta, quick in and out.
And the 6CKV, quick in and out.
All right, we have the doubles upon doubles. Wow, actually, Carl, you were all by yourself. Let's start with Carl. I'll work my way backward, and let's see who I missed here. I've got you, Carl, N6CKV. Let's see, Victor, I think it was that KD6 or KB6, BYD.
Vincent, Kilo, November 6, Victor, Yankee, Delta.
Thanks, Vincent. I couldn't remember your suffix here. So KN6VYD, I've got you, Graydon, KC6SLE, Rick, KD6CDQ, Brett, KB6LUV, and Ken, KB7DFP, pedestrian mobile. I missed one or two of you in there. I think right up front with Ken, let's start there. There was somebody else checking in.
Oh, I wasn't sure if I was going to make it or not. Kilo Golf 6, November, Lima Whiskey.
Great, and I have you in there. Let's see, KC6SLE, yes, you're in there. There was someone else up front with Ken, I believe.
Third time's a charm. Kilo Golf 6, November, Lima Whiskey. I was in there with Ken.
There we go. Thanks, Frank. And then, did I miss anyone else?
KK7, Yankee Oscar Charlie, Ron in Twin Falls.
All right, good morning, Ron. KK7, Yankee Oscar Charlie. I've got you in there as well. All right, let's go up to the front here. Good morning, Ken. You are pedestrian mobile. How are you? Are you getting the fine weather we're getting here in Auburn?
Good morning, and I think it will be. It looks like the skies are clear, and the sun will probably be shining, and it looks pretty good. I mean, it's a little chilly out here right now, but I'm sure that will change. Yeah.
Outstanding. Well, it looks like a beautiful day for everybody on the West Coast. I don't know about the rest of the country. I'm sure we'll hear about it, but it might be a little brisk for you. And what are your plans for today after your walk?
Well, number one, coffee. Number two, breakfast. We'll fit that in there. And I don't know. That's the rest of it's going to be relaxing, laying back, getting up, doing whatever comes up.
I like those days where I don't know what I'm doing. Today my day is mostly planned out, but by the afternoon I should have plenty of time to do nothing.
Yeah, so I think it'll be a really good day, and I think it's supposed to be warm if I remember right, so I hope that's true. I guess it really doesn't matter if it is or isn't. I'll still do what I want. So I'll turn it back over to you, and have a great day. KB7DFP Pedestrian Mobile.
All right, Ken, enjoy your walk, enjoy your fine day up there in Idaho, and we'll catch you next time. KB7DFP KW6U73. And good morning, Frank, KG6NLW. Yes, I think I did catch the W in there somewhere when Ken was checking in. Good morning. How's your Sunday?
Oh, good morning, Jeff and Nanette. Considering I literally rolled out of bed about 5 minutes before I started live stream. Well, it's time to get some coffee into me for the Coffee Break Net. That's how my morning's going so far. Yes, a very unusual schedule, and we'll see what happens with it. Things are all topsy-turvy right now for me, so hey, who knows? It's going to be an interesting spring. Yeah, happy daylight savings time, blah. I'm sorry, I know it was meant for railroads, but we need to get rid of it. We don't need it anymore. Just set it and forget it and be done with it. And don't do the winter savings. Do the summer savings, because we get more daylight out of it. Anyway, enough of me. Yeah, that's it. Handful of people watching this morning, so welcome to those watching. And yeah, not much else going on. Overnight live stream tonight, so if you're further away and want to hear how you sound coming into Cloverdale, California on HF, All-Star, or if you're a little more local to the Bay Area, any of the Bay Area repeaters that I have on the stream, on the overnight stream, feel free to check it out. KG6NLW, the call sign, and the way to find me on the social medias. With that, turning it back to you, Jeff. I'm going to go grab a pot of coffee and see if I can drown myself in it. Hi.
Well, if you haven't had any yet, it's about time. Things are earlier than yesterday, so KG6NLW, KW6U73.
They really are. 73.
And good morning, Brett, KB6LUV. How are you this morning? Any plans for your day?
Good morning, Coffee Break Net land. Probably just try to adjust to this new time change. I cannot stand this time change when we spring forward. It absolutely wrecks my brain for about 3 to 5 days. So I've forced myself out of bed at the wee hours of 5:30 because I normally get up at around 6:30. So forced myself out of bed this morning at 5:30 to get the brain adjusted to the time. Working on my cup of coffee, watching that orange ball in the sky start to rise. It looks like it's going to be an amazing day here in South Natomas, Sacramento. Not sure if my mom is up or not. I think she might be off to church, but just in case, good morning, Mom. Bonnie in Newton, Kansas. I love you. Hope you have a great day. What you got planned for today?
Oh, well, after this, I'll head off to church. Our daughter is in Hawaii right now, so I'll go check out the farm. She has a farm sitter, but I'll probably go take the dog for a walk under the pretenses of checking things out, kind of size things up. My son-in-law's garage is an absolute mess, and so my son and I are making a plan to clean his garage. It's a little risky, but he's hardly there. You know, he's working in Hawaii right now. So I think when he comes back and sees it organized, he might be happy about it. So we're making a plan.
That's awesome. Well, you know, when you're done, let me give you my address and you can come over and do mine. Hi.
Only for family members. Sorry, I don't do outside work. I barely can keep mine clean, Brett.
Oh, come on, you're my brother in radio. You're my Hamily. Let's go. I'd do it for you. Hi. Enjoy. Hopefully it's not too much work. I don't have a whole lot on tap today. I think I'm going to finally get... Yesterday I could not find a spool of wire to save my life. So ended up ordering another one. Got it yesterday. Gonna cut some lengths today for the random wire antenna that I got from Simone. So... may get out to the park today and test that out. We'll see. All right. Well, quick in and out. Thank you very much for running the net there this morning. Deeply appreciate it. It's always good to hear folks in the morning. Hope everybody out there has an amazing day. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. KB6LUV. View of Love, 73. Clear and listening.
All right, Brett. Yeah, get on the air and let us know where you're at if you end up getting out for a POTA or just getting out in general. Talk to you later. KB6LUV, KW6U73. Good morning, Rick. KD6CDQ. How are you this morning? And you're up and lively already.
Good morning, Jeff and Annette. This is KD6CDQ, Rick in beautiful downtown suburban North Highlands, and I haven't been to bed yet. Well, I did go to bed yesterday, but I've been up since about 10 o'clock last night. Yeah, I was up even when the clocks changed from regular time to daylight savings time. Yeah, right, you don't save much of anything. I hear most of the car accidents happen after the change over to daylight saving time.
Well, were you up and productive or just watching the clock tick away? Maybe you got on the air and did some hunting last night on the air.
Oh, I got a little productive. I mean, after all, both my son and I would like to have something to eat. Yeah. Getting productive started off with, first of all, cleaning up a dirty kitchen. Can't cook when you got a dirty kitchen to work with. And, you know, when I was talking about my boyhood days in Florida, down in Jacksonville, it was one of the few things I just remembered about. And it was the fact that I'm a city boy, and I'm living in a rural environment. And one thing I first started to do was I didn't wear shoes anymore. I was always barefoot and only had shoes on when I had to go to school. Well, that kind of caused a couple of interesting things.
That's funny. I spent a lot of time barefoot running around town when I was younger, but that was the 70s. So I know a lot of people didn't wear shoes back then.
Yeah, well, it was the 60s for me. And, yeah, like I said, I quit wearing shoes when I was living out there in Duval County. And I was always, running here, running there. And one day, I learned a valuable lesson. Don't run through a cow pasture if you don't know it's a cow pasture. Because when you find out, you won't be very happy about it.
Yeah, there's nothing like that squishy feeling between your toes, so hey. wear shoes next time. That's what we've learned since then.
No, I just learned to recognize the fact that there's a cow pasture very close by my house, and don't run through it. I had to run through it that time because I had launched a model rocket, and that's where the rocket landed it. So I had to sacrifice myself. But like I said, I didn't know it was a cow pasture. I wish it was mud I stepped in. Well, for everybody else, have a good day. Don't forget, we got St. Patty's Day coming up, and I never missed make my St. Patty's Day dinner. I've already started. Got my corned beef brisket. Now to get the rest of the stuff. So have a good day. This is KD6CDQ 73s.
All right, Rick. You have a great day as well. Enjoy the brisket. KD6CDQ KW6U73. And good morning, Graydon, KC6SLE. You're up bright and early. Are you normally awake before this time, or do you follow the clock?
Good morning, Jeff. Yeah, I'm normally awake at this time, but yeah, my body knows that the time is not what's on the clock. It'll take a few days for everything to settle out and adjust. Yeah, thought we voted to eliminate this insanity, but you know, why don't we just set a common time and stick to it?
Yeah, I can see the advantages for farm people. I think that's how it originally started. I don't know the whole history. I should probably look that up. Here it is, National Day. It's a good time to review it.
Yeah, I would be happy with eliminating it, just keeping a constant time throughout the year. Yep, up early. Just made some waffles for breakfast. My son and I are sitting down eating, and everybody else is very quiet around here.
Yeah, well, that's good. My wife was sleeping in too. My alarm did go off this morning, and normally I wake up before it, but it went off this morning, and it felt like I was deep in sleep, and I woke up hard.
Yeah, because you're probably still in your REM cycle there, or at least coming out of it. Yeah, the gentleman before talking about being barefoot when, in the 60s and 70s. Yeah, we used to do that. We used to go around a lot being barefoot. I can remember driving the car around without any shoes on. One time I was going up to Millerton Lake, and you're familiar with Millerton Lake, and I had forgot to even throw any shoes in the car, and got into a small traffic incident and had to get out and talk to the CHP. And I'm in my bare feet in the middle of the summer, and I can't stand there. It's so hot. And that's when I taught myself I better put some shoes in the car and keep them there.
Yeah, I do know Millerton Lake pretty well. That's where Grandpa and I used to go fishing quite a bit. But of course, yeah, shoes. I think I probably started wearing shoes when I was driving. I don't know when exactly. I didn't wear shoes most of the summer. We'd run down to the river. We'd ride bikes everywhere. You'd avoid scraped toes, step on glass, step on grass. It was fun. In fact, I remember joking around. We had a swim pool down the street from us, and we would walk down to the swim pool. My brother and sister and I, we were little enough that I would have to walk them. And we would run through the street, the hot parts, and stand on the grass and swear to each other we could hear our feet sizzle.
And you're probably right. They probably were sizzling. Yeah, we used to, our favorite swimming spots were the canals, the irrigation canals. So you could always run up to the irrigation canal, but the things you really had to avoid were the stickers, the little plants that grow little thorns. I don't know what the technical name for those. I always call them stickers, but there's kind of two varieties. There's the one that looks like stickers, but they don't have any stickers, and then the ones that do have stickers. And if you get into those with bare feet, you'll know it.
Yeah, the goat heads are the ones that really would stick in there and hurt. And then the other, I can't remember what the thistles in general didn't feel good, but they weren't too bad. It was catching frogs and wading through the creek beds that I remember, mostly barefoot.
But then again, you know, you'd run across the asphalt, your feet would sizzle. You'd get to the irrigation canal, you'd get into that soft, squishy mud on the bottom, and that would feel so nice. Cool off your feet. The squishy mud between your toes felt really good.
Yeah, brings back memories. We are getting into that season coming up where hot streets will feel hot again. I don't have the leathery soles of my feet that I used to have. Now they're tender.
They are, yeah. They would not tolerate that anymore. Anyway, I'll let you get off to your in and outs. Just wanted to check in this morning. And yep, I'm awake. My body tells me it's earlier than it is, but I'm awake. KC6, that's the lead.
All right, Graydon. Well, you'll have more time today to be productive since you usually are. Have fun. KC6 SLE, KW6U73. And good morning, Vincent. KN6VYD, what are you up to today? Are you going to take advantage of the longer day?
Good morning, Jeff. Good morning, everybody on the net. Probably not take advantage of it today, but tomorrow will be nice because I think it'll be darker in the morning when I ride into work on my motorcycle, which is kind of nice. I do like when it's dark at night, or dark in the morning rather, when I ride in. It's a lot easier to see cars trying to pull out in front of you.
Yeah, there's a magic hour in there that I find that cars don't see you at all. But of course, if you can see them, you kind of work around them. I ride as though they don't see me, regardless of the time of the day, to be honest.
Yep, as do I. I usually assume that they will pull out in front of me at all times, and if you assume that, you'll always be prepared, and no one will ever pull out in front of you, or they will, but you won't get hit or hit them.
And then there's just the magic hour here where the light is gorgeous. There is no breeze today, and when it comes up in the morning, it feels good when the sun finally hits your motorcycle helmet.
Yep, that is pretty nice. But other than that, just wanted to say hello. Hope everybody has a great day today. Stay safe out there. 73 KN6 VYD.
All right, Vincent, thanks for checking in and enjoy your morning. KN6VYD, KW6U73. Good morning, Carl in 6CKV. How are you this morning? And were you up with the chickens? Carl in 6CKV, are you there, or did you skip out of town already? All right, Carl, I'll circle back to you here in a second, and we'll check one more time. You're usually there. KK7YOC Ron, good morning. I didn't have your name pop up right away. Have you checked into the Coffee Break Net before?
Yes, I have. Thank you. This is Ron, KK7YOC in Twin Falls. We are possibly reaching 65 degrees today, which is unheard of for early March. Please do away with spring forward, fall back nonsense. I'll be outside with the dog today. It's going to be a gorgeous Sunday. I hope everyone's safe out there. Back to net control. Ron is out. KK7YOC.
Well, at 65 degrees, it's about perfect for being outside with the dog. That sounds good. Enjoy your day up there in Twin Falls, and we'll catch you next time. If you've checked in before, well, I'm sure we'll be checking in again someday. KK7YOC KW6U73. And before I go take more check-ins, I'll check in with Carl one more time in 6CKV. This is KW6U. Anything else for the net this morning? No, he was very much an in and out this morning. All right, this is KW6U for the Coffee Break Net. And there were more people awake earlier than I thought. Let's go ahead and do another round of in and outs. Who's out there who would like to check in to get on with their obviously lovely morning? KW6U taking in and out check-ins.
N2 DYI.
X-ray November.
KB6ED.
November 6, Papa, Papa, Papa.
Looks like Dan, K6DLK, is trying to check in, but not hearing any voice, any audio. Dan, K6DLK, were you trying to check in?
Oh yes, Jeff, I'm back here. I had something go on with my DV switch here. Yes, I was calling to check in. K6DLK, thank you.
All right, I've got you there, and then I got November 6th, Papa, Papa, Papa. I've got KB6ED and Patrick N2DYI, and then there was XN station. Come again, please.
Yeah, I must have doubled with Patrick. Kilo 6, Delta X-ray November. Good morning, Jeff. Simone in Cameron Park.
I thought it might have been you, Simone, but I didn't want to assume. All right, well, let's go up front to Patrick. Good morning. How are you? And, well, your clock is all over the map, so you probably don't even know it's daylight saving.
Yep, it is daylight saving now, I guess. And I just want to point out the pet peeve that I have to bring up twice a year. There is no S on the end of daylight saving. It is not the daylight savings and loan. You don't get interest when you put your hour in the bank and take it out a few months later. So many people get that wrong.
Yeah, I think I do it accidentally, even though I know the rule. It's something about just the rhythm and flow. We don't think about it.
I wonder who actually made that choice to call it that, and then everyone decided it was a good idea.
Oh, I'm sure there's a history around that. I think it was started with Ben Franklin here in the United States. I'm sure this has been discussed forever. There's a history thing about it. Ben Franklin came up with the notion of resetting the clocks in the summer to save electricity. That's funny. Electricity wasn't all that widespread back then, but I don't know. I think they've been talking about it around the world forever to, to get more productive hours out of workers in farms and so forth.
Well, you're talking about the concept of daylight saving time. I'm talking about whoever decided to call it daylight savings time, and then everyone just went with the flow and started calling it daylight savings with an S.
It's hilarious because even this little webpage, National Today, it says the history of daylight savings with an S, and then you scroll down to the little timeline. It says daylight savings timeline, and then it shows daylight saving time. I have no idea where the plural comes in and where it doesn't. Yeah, they get it. It's funny. They interchange it related to. Maybe they're referring to the facts or the various details.
Well, it's an annoying thing either way. But yeah, it's kind of funny. Usually I'm actually up for the minute when it changes, but I was not. I crashed pretty early last night, and I woke up after it happened and went, oh, well, I guess that happened. Now I got to go set some clocks. I haven't done that yet. So I've still got at least 5 clocks in here because, yeah, I'm a little bit obsessed with time, but apparently not obsessed enough with them to set them to the right time, so I got to go do that.
At this point, the only clock in the house I needed to set was the microwave. Everything else automatically changes over, so I'm good there, and then I'll have to remember to set the cars, the vehicles. I'm not sure if the new one will change itself. We'll find out. And I do know that my old car will need to be set.
Well, it's kind of funny you mentioned the microwave. The other day, actually a couple of weeks ago, I saw something kind of brilliant. There was a guy who was just really tired of setting his microwave clock. Actually, he was tired of people complaining when they looked at his microwave clock and noticed it was wrong. And he figured out that, if I just put a scheduler on it, that kills the power every night just before midnight, like at 11:59 and 55 seconds, and then it turns on a couple of seconds before midnight, and the time is right. So he just reboots his microwave with a smart switch every night, and keeps the time sorted.
That's a pretty good idea. It's not difficult, not hard to do, unless your microwave is buried in behind a cabinet. Pull it out once, put a scheduler on it, and off you go. Especially one that automatically changes.
Yeah, and if you happen to be using your microwave right before midnight, I mean, the chances of that are relatively low given all the times of day that the microwave could be active. So I guess if you really wanted to be clever about it, you could have it actually measure the energy usage and then make it not fire the scheduler if it notices that there's actually power draw that night, and then just wait till the next night.
I wonder how many people are using a microwave at midnight. Maybe it's for that late night popcorn, on the rare occasion, in my case, that I'm awake at that time.
Maybe so. Anyway, this was supposed to be a quick in and out, but it's a kind of a cloudy day here. I've got the windows open, and there's a breeze coming through. It's cloudy. We're going to get some rain later today. And there are these weird bird things that I keep hearing about, making this chirp noise. That's kind of unusual. 72 degrees will be the high today, a little cooler today than the last couple of days. We were up above 80 both yesterday and the day before, so it goes. And we're going to be in the upper 70s for most of the rest of the week. Actually, I think pretty much all the rest of the week. Anyway, I'll say 7.3 for now. My battery is dying. I just got the low battery warning on the HT, so I got to go drop it in the charger. 7.3, N2 DYI.
All right, Patrick, stay cool. I think it'll be a nice day for you then outside. N2 DYI, KW6U, 7.3. Good morning, Simone, K6DXN. How are you this morning? And you're up and early this morning.
Yeah, I had completely forgot about daylight saving time. I agree with the gentleman up in Twin Falls. It should be abolished, but I don't make the rules. Yeah, I got up at 5:30. Well, 6:30, but it was 5:30. I have my grandson spent a weekend with us, so I wanted to get up, make sure, and I actually got up before him. I was surprised he was still out, so I jumped in the shower and got out, and he was still sleeping, but he got up shortly after that. He's having some cereal now with Nana, and we went down to Old Town Sacramento yesterday and took him to the train museum and walked around a little bit in Old Town, then came home. Yeah, everything is good. I guess I'll be in the market for a antenna tuner that can handle 600 watts because I purchased an Ameritron ALS 600 solid state amplifier. I got a really good deal on it. I've been waiting for a long time till a good deal came around, and one came my way I couldn't pass up. So I'm either going to have A, a resonant antenna, or B, a tuner, and I think a tuner will probably be the easiest thing to do. So that's what's on my docket.
Well, I like the idea when you start going up to over 600 watts or near that time. I like the safety of having a tuner. Even if you've got your tuned antenna, there are occasions where it could fall out for one reason or another. Tree branch on it or something.
Yeah. The gentleman that I'm getting it from is going to put, because it has a little red light, which does me no good when you have a high, because they don't like anything over 2 to 1, right? So he's going to put a little beep, an audible beep that coincides with that red light. So if it goes over 2 to 1, I will get an audible alarm of some sort, which I thought was pretty neat. So yeah, I mean, it'll be better than trying to run 100 watts in a wire and all these pile-ups. I played a little bit yesterday in the morning on your 5.9 kick to the curb contest. I'm not a huge fan of those, I don't know. I worked a few countries, but lots of pile-ups and 100 watts and an end fed. You're on the bottom of the totem pole. And then when you finally do get through, it's 5.9 next, I don't know. It's not even with my POTAs, I try to rag chew a tiny bit, like, hey, Ron, how are you? Good to work you again. Thanks for hunting us. Hope all is well in Idaho. I try to make it a little more personable than just next. I guess that's why FT8 hasn't appealed to me very much. I like learning about the people I'm talking to at least a little bit,
No, I get it. That's definitely a style. Contesting is one style. Make as many contacts as you can, and I think the value is figuring out how far away you could reach with your setup, which is where I like to see as many contesting stations farther away. I prefer that. And not that I don't mind taking California stations in, but it's more fun when you get someplace around the world for the contest. And a lot of times the contests are better for those that you can barely understand their English.
Yeah, I've definitely run across that, but like I said, I open call search and I'm like, where did I just talk to? Oh, he's in Honduras. Some of the prefixes I'm getting to know, but some when I hear a prefix I don't recognize, I'm like, hey, I'd like to get that guy, then find out where he's at. But I quickly tire of it. I can do, a dozen or whatever, and then I'm like, okay, I'm over it. So, hey, the last thing I got is if anybody out there is in the market for a really good solid HT, I noticed in my past purchases, this radio I'm talking on, the TYT UV390 Plus, which I think I gave $119 for. This is a 10-watt, well, supposedly a 10-watt handheld, but it does APRS, it does GPS, VHF, UHF, and DMR. It's waterproof, IP67 waterproof. Has a heck of a battery on it, man. Really good, solid battery that lasts 2 or 3 days. It's a tank of an HT. I saw it on eBay. The seller that I bought it from has it on sale right now for $89. So I know we all need another HT like we need a hole in the head, but this is definitely my favorite HT out of all the 4 or 5 HTs I own. So the UV390 Plus 10-watt handheld, $9 on eBay, and that's a great deal for a good solid handheld. Anyway, just thought I'd share that. I'll let you get to someone else. Hey, have a great day, Jeff, and I know you're going to go on a hike soon. I don't know when that is, but I wish you well. I read the book Wild. I think it was called Wild. It was Carol. I'm trying to think of her name. Carol. It was her hike on the Pacific Crest Trail. Are you familiar with what I'm talking about?
I am. And being a hiker, I thought it would be interesting, but it really has little to do with actual hiking. It's more about this person's struggles through being completely clueless out there. So I never did finish the book, and I haven't watched the movie. I think my wife enjoyed the movie. For me, it's not my style. There's another book that I'm reading right now, and I'm just drawing a blank on the name. I just got it in. It was a recommendation by folks that have authors in Davis. And then I have another book that I'm reading. It's more on the specific details of how to, I guess, kind of going through the logistics, the planning, the nutrition, and all of that stuff along the way for it all. So, yeah, I'm keeping track of it all. I've read my favorite, though, hiking book is Bryson is the first name. When he hiked the Appalachian Trail, just A Walk in the Woods is the name of the book, and it's hilarious, absolutely funny read. If you ever get a chance to read Walk in the Woods, Bryson's one of the names. I don't know if it's his last name or first name. It's a fantastic story, just hilarious, as he is learning his way through the Appalachian Trail.
I read one on the Appalachian Trail. I'm not sure if it was Walk in the Woods. I will check that out. I enjoy those kind of books, though. Any kind of adventure or, I've read some of the John Muir, Sierra Nevada, exploring the Sierra Nevadas. I love those kind of books. And do tell me this, is a jet boil part of your kit? If it's not, maybe you have something better, but man, that jet boil, are you familiar with that little jet boil?
I am, and no, I do not have one. I don't care to spend an extra $70 on something I won't use very much, When it comes right down to it, I only make coffee or tea in the morning, and I'll cold soak much of the time. Excuse me. I'll cold soak it.
Oh, okay. Well, the jet boil, I love that thing. I take it with me on my podas, and it's very small, and just for a boiling, just for a freeze-dried meal or coffee or hot chocolate or tea, you have boiling water in 2 minutes, and I don't know, I like it a lot, but hey, to each his own. It just seems like it'd be a perfect little backpacking, I won't call it a stove, but just to boil some hot water, make yourself, a quick mountain house meal or something like that. or some tea or coffee. I find it fantastic. Easy to put away, easy to deploy, and yep. Okay, hey Jeff, I'll let you get back to the net. Thanks for doing the net. We're going to take off to church here in a little bit, and you have a great rest of your day. KW6EK 6DXN.
All right, Simone. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, the jet boil is just one of those that are really good for peak bagging, where you want to take hot water with you. You know, get hot water up in the snow and high winds, but they're heavier than what I have. So my stove kits are down into the small grams, and weight, it matters when you're hiking long distance. So have a great day. Enjoy church today, and we'll catch you next time. K6DXN KW6U73. And KB6ED, good morning. We've been kind of taking, man, I got to flip the egg timer a little faster next time. Sorry for keeping you waiting, Ed. Good morning.
Good morning, Jeff and the net. Yeah, fortunately my cell phone tracks the time and self-adjusted and got me up in time for the net. And I was actually surprised when I looked at the microwave. I said, what's going on? And then I remembered about the time change. Anyway, I actually missed the national days. I guess one of them was about barefoot, but I would just want to touch on that story earlier about the cow pies. When I was a kid, there was a cow pasture next to us. I lived over in Napa, and a fire swept through, just burned everything totally down to ashes, and there were a lot of fires over that way because of lightning strikes and so forth. But anyway, came back, we had to vacate the area for the night, came back later, and as a kid, not barefoot, but in shoes, going through that cow pasture that had been totally turned to ash. Those cow pies were a blast. You could just stomp on that thing and it would poof out like an atom bomb hit that location. Just, those were a lot of fun.
Oh, that would have been fun, because when the grass burned over, the cow pies also burned and just left a little ash bomb. That's interesting. I hadn't thought about that before.
Yep, it's a beautiful day. Got to get some things done outside for sure, and still doing garden prep for the coming season, and so looking forward to jumping into that after the coffee, after the breakfast. Just kind of getting a slow start, and anyway, I hope you have a great day, and I'm sure the egg timer's flipped, and so back to you. KB6ED 73.
All right, Ed, enjoy that fine weather, work in the garden. I'm sure it'll be a beautiful garden before long. KB6ED, KW6U73. And good morning. I think it's Chris, N6PPP. How are you this morning, and do you have anything else for the net?
Good morning, this is N6PPP. E6 right now, which is a crazy turn from last weekend where it was 29 and snowing. So East Coast weather is all over the place, but at least we're heading in the right direction, hopefully. Don't have too much for the net, just trying out a new program that I built over the weekend for AllStar. So just letting it run through, trying to connect to a few nets here or there. I will throw it back to you. This is N6PPP.
Chris, I didn't see you pop up automatically. Maybe it's on my end. But have you checked into the net, this net before?
Come to think of it.
All right. Well, welcome to the net. Either way, and enjoy your new program, your All-Star program. Did you say it's? What is it doing for you? Is it auto-seeking, or what's it doing?
So I have a setup running a Mac Mini with old studio equipment I have from audio engineering days, and I wanted a program that would run that connects to a cloud node, and there was a group working on something called Ampersand. And I was talking back and forth with them, and they with Mac running silicon chips. So instead of trying to shoehorn that into theirs, I just teamed up with Gemini AI. Me to AllStar with, and it looks like an app you would download off the App Store at this point. And try and share it with folks.
Well, it sounds very cool. We have an All Nodes Net. I don't know if you've joined that before. It's every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific time on the same repeater here in AllStarLink, and so it might be interesting comments for people. Also, too, just so you know, we're getting some interruption in your signal. I can see it's keyed up, but the sound of audio cuts out briefly and comes back. So some of your comments I didn't quite completely hear. Not that it matters. I was able to get the context.
Okay, thank you for that feedback. I'm running logs in the background, so hopefully I can pick up what happened there. N6PPP, back to you, and thank you again for allowing me to participate.
Well, we are glad to have you. Thank you, and have a wonderful day yourself. N6PPP, KW6U73. And good morning, Dan, K6DLK. You are up and going early this morning.
Yep, same time every day. I'm still trying to convince myself that I got an extra hour sleep rather than losing one, but it's not going well. I should call you Brother Jeff, laying the groundwork for Jeff & Sons Family Discount Garage Cleaning Services. Not sure it's going to work, but good morning, Brother Jeff.
Well, I appreciate Brett's comments of Hamily, but it is actually literally only a family project for those truly in need.
I hear that. I do. It's my garage and my family, and I still don't like doing it. So I totally get it. And yeah, I enjoy coming in a little bit later because it lays the groundwork, and I listen to all the other wonderful check-ins, and the grounding conversation kind of caught me, and that is very near and dear to me. The whole walking barefoot, whether it's on ground, in the ocean, developing your feet. I always notice I feel better when I can get the shoes off and get in environments that I can just stay barefoot. But admittedly, when you're working, when you're hiking and things like that, the boots are a requirement these days, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Aside from just, our little tender feet these days just don't handle too much off-trail kinds of stuff. But I kick my shoes off when I can. I used to really enjoy walking around the yard barefoot, and nowadays I find things that actually stick and stay there, and I don't want that anymore.
Yes, a slow process, getting our feet to that level. One of my favorite pictures, I was hiking with my son way back and crossing a river, and I was carrying him, and my wife shot a picture with me holding on to his hands as I was moving across the rocks, and I was barefoot, and he looked over at some of the other younger local guys and pointed as they were bouncing over the rocks with their bare feet, and he was wanting to do the same thing, and I said, not quite yet. You'll get there, but we have to give ourselves time to condition ourselves to that level, don't we?
Yeah, I used to have those leathery soles on my feet playing around growing up. I spent a lot of time at the river, down at the American River. We grew up in North Sacramento, and not too far from the High Street Bridge. You swing on all kinds of stuff down there. And I don't think I wore shoes for a number of years through the summer. I think I was probably in high school before I started wearing shoes again in the summer. And I don't know where along the way I got tender, but it was sometime after the kids were born, and I was in the backyard all the time, and I think I was using lawn equipment. I opted to wear shoes.
Yes, it's always when we start worrying about the consequences of not wearing shoes, but they can sometimes be more of a hindrance. When you're on the longer hikes and you don't want to get them wet, and off they come to get through these waterways that we come across, these little small streams that as youngsters it was always, at least to me, it was always easier to go without. And again, when we were young, we had our slippers on, and they were less reliable than bare feet. Hey, speaking of which, talking about our hikes, I know you have your Pacific Crest Trail, and you mentioned a walk in the woods. Don't forget to take your wisecracking friend, and if you lack that, I'll be your Steve.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. We'll see what happens. It'll probably look more like, what's the movie with Tom Cruise, where he's out there with his volleyball. What's his name? I forget the name of the volleyball. It'll probably end up something like that.
Yeah, it wasn't Tom Cruise. I think that was, gosh, I know I'm drawing a blank, but Wilson was the volleyball, and oh my God, why do I feel like a tool for not remembering? Somebody shout it out. Tom Hanks in Castaway, exactly. Thank you.
Well, I guess my point is it'll probably end up more like that than than somebody I know. Oh, that's hilarious. We'll see what happens. Hopefully I don't look like him by the end of the trip.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you'll be arriving back home and your wife will be looking at you funny as you flip the light on and off, staring at the ceiling. Don't worry, Jeff will intervene at that point. I shouldn't admit this, but this is just between you and me. But when I get to hiking a longer hike, I actually start realizing, I start to realize that I'm mumbling to myself. And I think it came to me the other day as I passed somebody that I didn't realize was there as I was having this conversation with myself, and they looked at me like, I don't see your earbuds, I don't see any type of electronic apparatus which would indicate that you're talking on the phone, and we're kind of back here in the no phone area, so the secret's out, you are in that...
Oh, how funny. Yeah, that's, you go through your own thoughts through your head, and before long you don't realize you're actually vocalizing those things. I can remember, I've gone back and thought about all the hiking trips that I've done, And what is the longest time span that you haven't seen another human soul? And other people have done different things where that might be true, but I went back and thought about it, and really, the longest time I did not see another human face, was only 3 days. And I was deep in backpacking with my dog, and she had her paws were hurting, so we just by the creek, and I did some fly fishing, and we laid there for 3 days. But when I did see another human face, I was very excited. Big smiles just to say hi.
Yeah, that's an accomplishment. 3 days is a while. I don't know. No check-in, no home check-in, proof of life. I mean, everyone was confident that you were okay over those 3 days.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've gone hiking for a week or two before. It's not a big deal in terms of keeping in touch with family, but what you realize when you're hiking in the Sierra is there are people everywhere, and it's very difficult to actually get away from people. And just so happened the time of the year that I was there was hiking, and we were staying in one of the old horse camps, and that season had just stopped. It was in September after Labor Day. So there were no horse traffic going that direction, and no hikers going that direction. So we were about a mile away from the main trails, and I could hear people. By the way, your hearing develops very well. So they were hiking up on the mountain over a mile away, and I can hear their conversation. It was pretty wild.
Comment?
Yeah. Elevation and the ravines and all that other stuff. Sound travels very interestingly throughout the areas. And I remember a couple of instances when I was excited to finally see telephone lines or poles or signs that indicated that I was on the right track of getting back on the trail. But yeah, that's not over a number of days. That was that was worried about having to spend an evening out while I figured out where I was. So 3 days is a long time. I think I'd be not only talking but maybe singing to myself by that point, and that would be a bad thing.
Comment?
There was a comment in there.
KV6LUV. Good morning again, gentlemen. I was going to say, I talk to myself all the time because, well, sometimes I just need expert advice. Hi. KV6LUV. Back to you.
Yeah, I think I was talking with my dog quite a bit. We were enjoying ourselves between just laying there while she recovered. Then it turned out I had to make some little ballet slippers for her. She had, the decomposed granite that's out of, or really the pumice that's out of Mammoth Mountain as you're hiking on some of these trails, got in between her toes. We didn't have booties, and it kind of wore the space between her toes down. After a couple of days out there, I figured out what was going on, and I took 2 pairs of my wool socks, put them on her little feet, cut up a T-shirt, and made little bands around them, and she looked like she had ballet slippers, and off we went.
Off you went. Very cool. And I just realized that doesn't count as being alone, because in my book, pups can be a lot more company, a lot better company at times than people can.
Well, it didn't feel alone, really. It was one of my favorite memories of hiking. To be fair, hiking with my dog was something really special. It's hard to do anymore. They don't always allow them to go certain places, but she was getting a little bit older, and was perfectly fine just walking with me off leash. I had a leash when I needed it, but off leash, she would just kind of really keep track of things, and it was fun. We had a great time, and laid there and did nothing for 3 days, which was rare. I did do some fly fishing. How about that?
Well, I truly enjoy hearing about all your experiences. Thanks for letting me check in. I better give some courtesy and get the heck out of the way. Thank you all for letting me sit a while and get all of this fun talk in with you this morning, Jeff. Thanks for bringing us all together this Sunday. Walk in the woods. Don't forget to take your company, whether it's a pup, and be safe out there. And a happy daylight savings to all, especially Patrick. That's in the interest of what is it, National Be Nasty Day. I'd like to point out that on the National Day list, it actually lists National Daylight Savings Day. But I'm with you, Patrick. I think we can agree that it should be one way or the other and just settle upon that. So I'll be out of the way. Jeff, thanks for letting me come in and say hi. K6DLK 73.
All right, Dan. Thanks for checking into the net. As always, it's a pleasure to chat with you, and we'll talk some more, I'm sure. K6DLK, KW6U 73. Well, that's our list of first rounds mornings of, well, theoretically in and outs, but we started stretching it a little bit. Go ahead and let's take some more check-ins here, and please let me know if you are an in and out. We'll throw the rag chews at the end of the conversation, and off we go. Who else is out there this morning who is finally awake? The sun seems, it's beautiful out there today. I need to be outside. Let's take some check-ins. Coffee Break Net.
Good morning, Jeff. KB6 SSN.
KO6 IHJ. K6 DCL. Good morning.
K3 VGM. In now, please.
Hey, Jeff. This is W6BJN, and I think with the new daylight savings time, you can put me at the bottom of the...
KD3AJN.
Okay, let's run through the list that I have. There were a couple of doubles, and I didn't quite get you. KB3AJN, I've got you. WB6BJN, I'll put you at the back end there. KA3BGM, K6DCL, KO6IHJ, KB6SSN, and there was a station right up front that started to beat Tom, but then Tom drowned him out. So who was that first station up front that I missed?
KD6QZH, Peter and Elk Grove.
And KO6TH, Mark took me out.
All right, Peter, I've got you, KD6QZH, and Greg, I have you, KO6TH, and did I miss anyone else? All right, so let's go up front to Peter. Good morning, how are you, and what are you up to today? You're up nice and early?
Yes, happy daylight savings to all. It is a little rough getting one last hour to sleep, so appreciate Patrick and everybody on the net. I'm just heading off to church a little bit later. I enjoy this time of year because it's a little extra light at the end of the day, so I appreciate that myself. As far as being alone, I was thinking about it. Because I have 12 people, I guess I have somebody around at least once or twice a day, so I'm trying to remember the longest time I've been alone. I think it's only been, probably just like 10 or 12 hours, so I don't know. It's an interesting topic, though. I do enjoy time with my dog, Fomo. He's a new dog. He gives me company, so there's always somebody here. KD6QZH, and I think there was one in and out, so I'm going to give it back to you. KD6QZH.
All right, Peter. Well, yeah, it is an interesting topic. I enjoy it. But have a great day. Thank you for checking into the net. And happy Sunday to you. KD6QZH, KW6U73. And good morning, Tom. KB6SSN, how are you this morning? Up bright and early?
Well, good morning, Jeff. KB6SSN, Tom here. Yes, and good morning to the net. Yeah, 2 days in a row. Wow. Yeah, we've got to stop meeting like this. People are going to talk.
Well, I don't know what about, but that's okay. Yeah, 2 days in a row is unusual for me, but I'll do that for Orion once in a while. Just, you need to do it. We got, no days off. What is it? All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
I seem to remember reading that or hearing that in a movie somewhere. In any case, Orion's a great guy. I'm glad you're able to help him out, so that's pretty cool. And let's see here. Received yesterday via UPS an interesting little box. Got my hands on an RM Italy VLA 200 amplifier. It's a 200-watt 2-meter amplifier. And Larry and I were talking, and his radio puts out 85 watts, so a 100-watt amplifier is only a 15-watt increase, where that might help in some circumstances, but it's not that big of a jump. So when I ran across this, I thought, let's test this out. So I bought it, and it showed up yesterday. I haven't even opened the box yet. We're going to open the box. We discovered two things about YouTube. First of all, box opening videos are the least popular videos of any kind that we could possibly find. If you're opening a box, people just don't give a darn. The other one is when you peel off the little plastic that's on there and you do a video of peeling off the plastic, those get a lot of hits.
Oh, how funny. It's just funny how the data, what it tells you of what people seem to be enjoying. I have no clue about that stuff, but that sounds hilarious.
Comment?
Well, I find it simply as a side note. Larry and I are doing this strictly for fun. Our YouTube channel is not monetized, and we don't plan on it being. This is strictly part of the hobby as far as we're concerned. I ran across a couple of interesting things yesterday on the air. Found a shortwave broadcast station coming out of China that was in English, which is a rarity on shortwave these days. Boy, you want to talk about propaganda. I mean, it was really quite interesting. They did everything but play the hail to the communist chief thing that they do over there. Anyway, it was pretty close to what was his name? Baghdad Bob and Tokyo Rose and that kind of thing. Yeah, it was like, wow, so I recorded a little bit of it and I put it up on YouTube, and I thought it was quite interesting. But those commie pigs, they show up everywhere. What are you going to do, right?
I think I've heard that station before, tooling around and just playing myself, and I couldn't listen to it for too long. It's not for me, but there's a whole host of English-speaking people around the world that they just eat it up.
Well, it is specifically targeted towards the western United States. That particular transmitter they have up there, and most of the day, there's there must be 200 different, 300 different Chinese shortwave stations on it. Lord knows what they're talking about. It's in Mandarin, so I have no idea. But the fact is that if you catch them in English once in a while, it's usually targeted towards the U.S. Or the servicemen in Korea or something like that. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting. And the other thing is we have discovered this phenomena on 13488. That at least on a 3D waterfall, it shows this signal going around in a circle. And it's there. I just checked it last night. It was still there. We can't figure out what that thing is to save our lives. I can hear it at my house. Larry can hear it at his place. Right around 13488, right in there, there's a... And if you look at it on a waterfall, it's a very, very unusual pattern. So, we've scratched our head over that one. And the last thing is we will be producing a video soon that will have a correction in it. Turns out some Collins speakers do have 8 screws on the front.
Comment?
Yeah, interesting. I heard, and I don't know where I heard this from. Maybe it was a quick brief of an article that I looked at. There's some jamming going on due to the, I guess, the war and the bombing going on in Iran, where Iran itself is sending out signals or jamming certain signals. They're doing their best that they can, and they're doing it out of a station in Europe. I don't know what area, some station that they own. So I don't know what it's called, but there's something going on out there about that. And the frequency that you mentioned, it seemed to be somewhere near that. Curious as to what it would finally be, but I would expect to see some of that stuff out there right now.
I think we had a gentleman with a comment.
Go ahead, comment.
Oh, it's just the usual frank comment. I'm going to have to give Ray a good run for his money here. Rest in peace, Ray. And scream comment into this radio sometimes. Tom, 2 things. 1, screen ASMR. That's all I'm going to say. If you know, you know. And you're probably going to YouTube or Google that later. Screen ASMR. That's all I'm going to say about that. On second comment there, Tom, when you're done with that RM Italy, if you don't want it anymore, my email's good on QRZ. Let me know.
Well, I'm not sure what we're going to do with it, to be honest with you. I don't have any antennas on my vehicle that will take 200 watts. My antennas are all rated for 100 or 150 watts. So, and I run quite a bit less than that into them. So I have. We're looking for an application. Maybe I'll hook it up at Larry's base station there. He's limited to 85 watts. Poor guy, only 85 watts. So as I talk to you on my 50-watt radio. And anyway, thanks, Frank. Appreciate the input. And I will look up the software later. Okay. Back to you, Jeff. 70. Well, let's just sign off. 73. Have a great day. If you get a chance, check out the new videos on Confederate Sun 1. We have a lot of fun there, and like we said, it's just strictly a hobby. This isn't anything that is supposed to be profitable by any means. As a matter of fact, if we made a profit off of this, it is a sad commentary on the American people. The fact that it makes no money is proof that Americans still have good taste. So, KB6SSN 73. We'll talk to you later.
Oh, that's a great comment right there. That they're not watching your show because they have good taste. Have a great day, Tom. KB6SSN KW6U 73.
And Tom, I'll leave you with this one about that antenna setup. 13 elements with full legal limit here at I don't have the amp for it for full legal limit, but 13 elements waiting for some juice.
Well, but if you want to sell it, you know where to go. All right, good morning, Larry, KO6IHJ. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing? KO6IHJ here. Good morning. Hey, I guess we're playing with an amp pretty soon. Today's going to be a day on the lawnmower. I got to cut some grass and trim up some stuff because it's looking like a jungle. So today's that day. Yay me.
Well, I could when I go over to my daughter's here later on today to check on the animals, I'll be watching the lawnmowers work. She's got a bunch of sheep and goats right now, and they're doing a great job of keeping it down.
Yeah, I'm not going to go that route, but yeah, that's kind of nice. All right, I got nothing else. I just had to wake up and realize, hey, the coffee break, that's on. What's going on here? Oh, yeah, forgot to set my clocks forward. Other than that, everybody have a blessed day. Be careful out there, and we'll talk to you later. KO6IHJ 73.
glad to hear that we were your alarm clock this morning. Have a great day. It is beautiful out there. Good day for mowing the grass. KO6IHJ, KW6U73. Good morning, Dave, K6DCL. How are you this morning?
Good morning there, Jeffy. Good to hear you 2 days in a row. Your voice is just perfect. Anyway, doing pretty good here in Jamestown. It's going to be a beautiful day down here, too. Got to turn down my scanner. Been quite busy today. And I had a coughing streak on, and I was hesitant about answering because I hadn't stopped yet, but I guess I got it under control. Anyway, I apologize if I have to unbutton the mic and cough my head off. Anyway, other than that episode, we're doing good. We have both GMRS and VHF radios going. I had my DX10 going for a while, listening to guys on 40 and 80, and having lots of fun with that new HF radio. And Lucy's doing fine. She's reading, and we drink coffee and read and search and all that stuff. And we are aficionados of Days of Our Lives, which is a what do they call them? Soap operas. How did I forget that? And Lucy got me hooked into it too, so it's funny. And that's about it. Jeff, take care. Have a great week coming up, and we're going to try to have a great week too. K6DCL73.
Days of Our Lives. How funny. I have not watched that in, I don't know, it's probably been at least 20 years that I've seen an episode on it. Maybe longer, actually. Almost 30 years. Well, enjoy it, though. It's still on the air after all these years, so I'm sure the storylines haven't changed much. K6DCL, KW6U73.
People have changed. Some of them, at least. Take care. 73 K6DCL.
Good morning, Jimmy, KA3VGM. How are you? And do you have anything else for the net?
Good morning, Jeff. W6EK Repeater. Well, I will make a couple of short comments. For those of you interested in SWLing, I found a interesting show on YouTube. Every Saturday, there's a guy in Quebec, Canada, he's a ham, who goes through and talks about the stuff on shortwave, and I find him interesting to listen to. If anybody wants that, it's on a channel called the Official Shortwave SWL. If you look at him on YouTube, you'll find it. And he goes into some of what those funny-sounding digital signals are and discusses some of that. Okay, for EGM, back to you, Jeff.
Yeah, that would sound interesting to hear what's going on the, when you go through the bands and getting a proper explanation of it for those that actually know. I'm not a giant shortwave listener, but I do turn it on once in a while just to hear what's going on in the world. That just for a bit, maybe in the garage or something. But that would be good to learn about those funny sounding signals. But anyway, thanks for that, Jimmy. It's a good comment. I'm sure people appreciate it. On YouTube, and you'll find information on those funny signals.
His live show is every Saturday at 3 Eastern, so it would be noon for you guys back there in California. Okay, for VGM. Final comment. Back to you, Jeff.
Yeah, that was a great comment. Thanks, Jimmy. I appreciate it. You have a wonderful Sunday. Hopefully the weather is holding up nicely for you. Enjoy your day. KA3VGM, KW6U73.
It's supposed to be 62 degrees here today, so not too bad. It was warmer than that yesterday, but all day yesterday we got rain. KA3VGM, clear.
And good morning, Greg, KO6TH. I'm going to put you right here because we doubled in there somewhere, and I think this is where you might have been. Good morning.
Good morning, Jeff. Good morning, everyone. Greg, KO6TH, wherever positioned close enough. Nice day coming, I think. Looks like it's going to be a nice one. Yesterday was a little cloudy, which was good for going out and doing yard work. Got the lawn mowed, oh my God, already. Weeds with the string line mowed down, and so I've done my yard work for the week. Last week I did more than I should have, so I ended up with an extra trash can worth of clippings. So that's going to go in the. I have 2 trash cans. One for, it's just a service, 2 small ones. And what I do is I have one for me and one for the yard. So one trash can full of yard stuff every week. That's all I ask. And so that quota has already been met. Anyway, normal day, wash the clothes, chat with the kids, and take the trash out, and put it around the ham shack. The clocks are mostly set. Oops, that one didn't set. Atomic clocks don't work very well on the first story. They need to be up a little bit. The metric is how technology savvy is your house. What is the ratio of clocks that you need to set yourself to clocks that set themselves automatically? I'm about 2 to 1. In favor of setting them yourself. So, oops. KO6TH, back to net.
Well, I only have 1 clock in the house that I had to set, other than my watch. I have 1 watch that sets itself and another watch that I have to set, and a couple of old ones sitting there in the need of batteries that'll have to be dealt with eventually, but I don't wear them too often. So I did reset 1 watch and my microwave, and that's it.
Oh, good Lord. So the wristwatch, definitely, that's on batteries. I'm not counting the couple of watches that the batteries are dead on, but let's see, 14 clocks to set. There's the 2 cars. There's the sprinkler timer. There's the timer that is the recirculating pump on the hot water system, so that I have hot water, not waste at all. Let's see, the sprinkler timer. There's the microwave in the kitchen, the answering machine. I still have one of those. That needs to be set. There's the grandfather things. That's a manual one. I've got to wind that one every week, as well as set it twice a year. There is, let's see, it's a Sears Home X10 thing. You get the idea. A couple of alarm clocks in the bedroom. What am I missing? I'm missing a bunch. Anyway, the computer does its thing. The Raspberry Pi did its thing. My phones do their thing. But everything else is manual. KO6TH, back to net.
How funny. Yeah, how many clocks do you have to set? I don't bother with the sprinkler timer. I just leave it the same. I leave it actually at daylight saving time, and I don't bother with it at all through the winter except to turn it off. It's time to turn it back on, but I usually don't even care about it. It doesn't matter if it's an hour off. But that said, I think everything else, the cars, I do have to set one car, and I don't know if I'm going to learn today if our new car, which might be internet connected, will set itself. So I'll find out about that here in a little bit. All right, that sounds like fun, but get on with your day. It sounds like you're going to have a nice, busy day anyway, with the weather the way it is. And take care. Have a good one. KO6DH, KW6U73.
Yeah, 73, Jeff. And one clock that I don't bother setting, it can set itself, but I think it does, but incorrectly. It's my telescope. It doesn't care what time zone it's in, as long as it knows where it is on the map and what time in UTC or whatever, it doesn't matter. And then, so it's like it doesn't. I don't bother setting it. It's got a bug in the software, a known problem. I haven't bothered updating the software on it, but the controller itself on the telescope, if you set the clock between noon and 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it thinks you're setting it at midnight to 1 a.m. And little bug there. It ends up being in the wrong time zone. So, oops. So bad. Once I got nailed by that once, I said, I don't even need to change this thing. It doesn't care. KO6DH73. Everybody have a good weekend.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, have a good one, Greg. We'll catch you next time. Good morning, Anna, KD3AJN. How are you this morning? And what are you up to today?
Good morning, Jeff, and everyone else on the net this morning. Well, not up to too much. Kind of lagging here. I think the time change is getting to me already. Wanted to ask you, have you ever read the book Where's the Next Shelter by Gerry Sizer?
I do not think that I have. Where is the next shelter? Wow, that sounds interesting. That's got to be on the Appalachian Trail. They have shelters there, or is it something else entirely?
It's about his trip on the Appalachian Trail. And my partner here says it's really funny. I've never read it, but he has.
I'm going to need to look that book up. I do enjoy the entertainment of reading about people's misadventures. The attempt at doing things and all of the troubles they run into. If it's not too, emotionally destructive, but with a sense of humor.
Well, look that one up and see what you think. Other than that, not too much else going on here. Just hanging out at home today. And I will talk to you guys later. KD3AJN.
I pulled up the webpage. There is a book here. I'll go ahead and look it over after the net, and it could be fun. Yeah, thank you for that recommendation. I enjoy those books. So have a great day, Anna. Enjoy the day, and, maybe you'll need a nap just to get back on schedule. KD3AJN, KW6U73.
A nap sounds good to me. KD3AJN.
Good morning, Mark, WB6BJN. How are you this morning, and what have you got for us today?
I guess it would help if I turned this radio on that way and try to push the button and talk. Good morning, Jeff, WB6BJN. Good morning to Anna,
Good morning to everybody out there that I've heard this morning. Don't usually make it in here on Sundays because by this time we're usually pretty much getting ready to go to church, but not today. Sarah wasn't feeling too spunky, so I said, well, you know what, let's just stay here today. And so we did that, and hopefully be back next week. But great to be here on a Sunday morning. Let me take a break.
Mark, we may have lost you. I don't know if you're still on break.
Radio, my node, and what happens is at 5 after the hour, it comes up and reads my local weather, and I've got to wait through all of that to get back. And that was my fault because I should have turned it off. And guess what? I forgot to do that. So that's why it took so long for me to come back after a break. So basically, we're here this morning, and Jeff, you guys are going to have an absolutely gorgeous day in California, and we'll talk about that first, and then I'll get into what's happening back here and what's happened over parts of the nation. Our prayers certainly go out to those in Michigan. They had some tornadoes in southern and southwestern Michigan day before yesterday that killed 4 people. And we really hate to hear about any deaths from severe weather, but it certainly can happen. But for California, it's been absolutely beautiful, and that is going to continue because high pressure, it's the dominant feature over the West. And so that's the reason that the Midwest and parts of the East and parts of the South have been under unsettled weather. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So it's been windy in the Sierras and even in parts of the valley from the north and northeast. And basically what's happening today as that low-pressure area moves further away down into Baja and eventually will be a player again in our weather next week. Down here in Tennessee and also parts of the Midwest, but the winds will start to decrease and temperatures will continue to warm in parts of Northern California. Wouldn't be surprised to see some 70s and even some low 80s next week in parts of Northern and Central California. No rain expected for the foreseeable future. Let me take a break. So that's why there's no excuses for getting outside and getting things done. As the winds go down and things get nice, everybody can get outside and get some things done. As spring seems to have happened a bit early, certainly before spring actually happens, and that looks like for the next 6 to 10 and 8 to 14 days, the Climate Prediction Center is saying that for the western United States and a lot of California, most all of California, temperatures to be above normal and precipitation to be below normal. In fact, fog and low clouds will move in along the coast. It'll look very much like a summertime pattern with a marine layer developing, and that's usually a pattern more indicative of June than the first part of March. Back to you there, Jeff, and then we'll talk about what's going on in the rest of the nation. WB6BJ.
Yeah, it does seem like it's going to be a little bit warm coming up. I'm curious to hear more about it, but yeah, we'll see what's going on. I think this warming trend, I'm keeping my eye on it because I'll be starting out in the desert down there. And I bet it's going to be pretty darn hot when I get going, so we'll take a look at that as we get a little further down the line. But back to you there, Mark.
Yeah, it's a little early for hot weather in the deserts. It could be in the 80s, maybe a 90 or two, but really not too bad. Cool at night. But I don't think you'll have any hundreds, at least not this early if you're planning trips this early. April, May, June, yeah. You could see some 100 degree temperatures if it dries hard enough in the deserts in April. But right now the high is not established enough for that. 80s, maybe some 90s, a pretty good bet. But really nothing too hot. And I can't say for sure that you won't get another cold snap in California. And that's what worries me, is that if this weather pattern happens to turn, and it's still in mid-March and early April, you can still get a freeze. So things that have bloomed and blossomed out early, it's not an impossibility to have a freeze. And there is some indication that false spring has happened back here. Now, we've had March is usually the beginning of severe weather season. We came out of a very cold situation, and that's why California was very warm, and the East Coast was very cold. There was high pressure that was built up over the western United States. It didn't rain for a while, then it rained, and the high pressure area broke down eventually, and then it stopped raining in California. Well, guess what? Low pressure started in the Midwest, the Mid-South, the southern United States, and east. And that's where we've been now with very, very active weather in the form of showers, thunderstorms, and a very definite springtime pattern. Things have warmed up back here. Had a temperature here of 83 degrees the other day, and just a couple of weeks ago, it was in the 20s during the daytime, if you can believe that, 20s. And now we were getting 80s. It's incredible how the weather can change. And unfortunately, though, what happens, there's a price tag. Let me take a break. There's a price tag to pay for that, as that is warm, moist air that comes out of the Gulf. Well, these low-pressure areas that I've been talking about that have been over California have come east and south. They've dropped into the Great Basin. That's what's causing the winds to blow and dry over California. And as those lows go further east over the Rockies and down into the plains and eventually out into the mid part of the nation, they start picking up Gulf moisture from the Gulf of America and the Caribbean. And you have a little colder air to the north, warm, moist air coming up from the south, and between those two air masses, you get what is known as a boundary that develops. And that boundary, that difference between air masses, there's a battle going on between spring and winter. And unfortunately, that led to some very, very severe weather in Michigan. We dodged a bullet here yesterday. There could be some more next week as that low that comes out of Baja and out of Mexico could start to affect us next week. And there's another period of thunderstorms and heavy rain and maybe some severe weather in places. But the one good news thing is it might bring us some good rain. We do need that. And hopefully we'll get that without too much severe weather. But spring has sprung pretty much everywhere, Jeff. And
it sure seems that way around here. It feels like it. Everything, the weeds are growing faster than I can keep up.
And Tennessee and Kentucky are not exempt from that. So we got to be on our toes and have our plans in place if we need to shelter. Back over there to you, sir. WB6BJ.
Yeah, I just, sorry I stepped on you just for a moment there, but what I was commenting on was it sure feels like spring. I cannot keep up with the weeds, so we'll have to manage that earlier this year. But thanks for checking in, Mark. Love it. Is anything else for the net this morning?
No, not really. I'm a very happy camper this week. I am going to be the owner of a TS590 SG. At some point this week, it will come in the mail. It'll come via UPS. Christmas in March. And let me tell you something. It's going to be a learning curve, but a lot of blind people use them, and I'm totally blind, so it does have a voice guide in it for operations, so it will have a speech board in it to let me know how to use it, and so we're looking very, very forward to that there. Go ahead.
Well, that's a pretty exciting news for you. I overheard you and Brian talking about it one day briefly, and when I was driving around, and it sounds like a pretty nice upgrade for you.
Yes, sir. Going from a 570, which is a 20-year-old radio, to that radio, that will probably, let's see, I'm 74 now. That may last me the rest of my life there, guys.
Well, very good. That stuff changes all the time, but when you find something that works and works well for you, there's no point in changing.
Well, and not only that, these top-of-the-line radios, these very high-end, new top-of-the-line radios, they just aren't in my budget there, guys.
Yeah, fair enough. Everything that you get a chance to oogle at is out of my price range. I completely understand that.
Yeah, and what's nice about the 590 SG is that it's accessible. It's probably one of the most accessible radios out there for blind users. So I'm going to be happy with. It'll be a learning curve, but it will be neat. There, go ahead.
Well, I'm sure you're going to have fun with it, and you'll be able to reach out a little further and differently than before, and much improved. I'm sure you're going to have a great time with it. Love to hear about it once you get it in.
Very good. Yeah. Hey, I'll let you go. I know you got some other folks out there. Yep. Daylight. Saving time, I guess. I lost an hour of sleep, so I'm kind of this morning. But at least now, when I check in, 1,700 hours comes later on my other net. So I can go to the back of the bus now when I check in there. Go ahead.
There you go. Well, get some rest later on. Maybe a nap's in order sometime today just to get caught up. And, well, you'll be fine after a day or two. You won't even notice the difference.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, take care, Jeff. Doing a great job. Thank you for being there, and everybody have a blessed day. I should be back tomorrow. WB6BJ.
All right, Mark, thanks again, and you have a wonderful day yourself. Take it easy. Enjoy your Sunday. WB6BJN, KW6U, 73.
73s, take care.
All right, good morning, all. This is the Coffee Break Net. I don't know if anybody's been listening this morning. Everybody's busy, up a little bit later, but I'll go through some brief announcements here. As you know, the Coffee Break Net is every morning, 7:30 to 10 a.m. Pacific Time, and that feels different today. We also have, the All Nodes Net every Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on the W6EK 2-meter repeater and AllStarLink 51018, and the Elmer-Net every first and third Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. every week, first and third Wednesday. The Elmer-Net's kind of fun. We enjoy that. The In the Shack is the alter ego to the Elmer-Net. That is on Zoom, second and fourth Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. And the weekly 2-meter net every Thursday p.m., 7:30. You get the ARRL News satellite report and a mystery question. Tons of fun. Friday night trivia is every first and third Fridays, Pacific Time. And let's see what else is going on. We have a number of activities that are going on in the club this month as well. Now, monthly breakfast this month will be Saturday, March 28th at 7:30 a.m. at Mel's Diner on Highway 49. But it may be a very small crowd because most of us are going to be at the Loomis Hamfest, 7 a.m. It starts at 7 a.m. publicly, but those for club members that are there setting up, it's much earlier. But if you are a club member, please sign up today to be a volunteer. There's going to be some free donuts and coffee. We'll make it fun. The more volunteers we have, the more fun you get to have because you have to work less. So go ahead and get out there. Go ahead and sign up. Dedicate a little bit of time to the Hamfest and have a blast that day. It's going to be a beautiful day. That'll be March 28th, all morning long at the Loomis train station in Loomis, California. It's super convenient to I-80 for everyone. Now, in March, there will not be a fox hunt, so the next fox hunt is Saturday, April 25th. It'll be 9 a.m. after breakfast at Mel's on Highway 49. Information's on W6EK.org. Matt, KO6IMP, is going to be our fox tender. I'm sure he's going to come up with something creative. The next club meeting is March 13th, 7:30 p.m. at the new location, Placer County Health and Human Services Conference Center at the Auburn DeWitt Center. This is a very comfortable facility. It has a high-tech Zoom setup, so for those people that cannot attend in person, it is also nicely done on Zoom, maybe a little better technology than what we're still getting used to things as we kind of work through the best use of that facility. It's fantastic. But it's very comfortable, very inviting, great parking, and if you are coming to the meeting in person, which we prefer, it's always nice to have you to see people face to face. It's warm, it's climate controlled, so we don't get cold or hot anymore. It's perfect. Bring some food donations for the food bank. They appreciate our efforts to keep the food bank stocked up for those that are less fortunate than us. As far as VE exams go, if you want to book a VE exam, you can go to hamstudy.org. On the hamstudy.org, the next VE sessions this year, our Foothills VE team will meet Monday, April 6th, 7 p.m. at the Confluence Church campus in Auburn. Granite Bay VE group, Saturday, March 14th, 9 a.m. at the Rayleigh's Event Center on Douglas and Auburn Folsom. And the Folsom VE team meets Thursday, March 19 in Folsom as well. Book your exam on hamstudy.org. Good luck. Hopefully you'll find a session that works for you and be able to have some new privileges. All right, let's see who's out there. We'll go ahead and take some more check-ins here. Let me know how your day's going. Happy Daylight Saving Day. This is KW6U taking check-ins. Please let me know if you are an in and out.
Rain check, Kilo Golf 6 November Lima Whiskey.
NSC JP here checking in. Kilo November 6 Whiskey Quebec Uniform KN6 WQ. Clicking in and out this morning.
Whiskey 2 Romeo Oscar November.
record the stations I have here. I have Whiskey 2, Romeo Oscar November. Good morning. Good morning, Dan, KN6WQU. Good morning, N9MUF. And there was one other station up front that started out and I missed everything. It was a double. Who was that? Who did I miss?
Just a simple recheck, KG6NLW.
All right, Frank, we'll get you going here shortly. I'll go to Daniel right now because he's mobile, N9MUF. Good morning. How are you? Oh, maybe I wasn't clear enough. Sorry, Daniel. N9MUF, are you still there? Must have been very quick or got cut off here. We'll check. We'll circle back to him. Frank, you were right up front with the recheck. What's going on, Frank?
Well, real quick, just looking at Supermon here, it looks like Dan completely fell off, so he might be in an internet dead zone there. But while we're waiting for him, I have a great ham joke for everyone today. Are y'all ready for this, Jeff?
Is it a dad joke or a ham joke?
It is a ham joke. It is completely ham joke, but it is based off an old joke, and it's just reworded for ham radio. So here we go. A ham sends her husband to their favorite radio store. She instructs him, buy a Balfang as a gift for the ham fest, and if they have PL259s, get a dozen. When the husband returns, he's carrying 12 Balfangs. Why did you buy 12 Balfangs? Asked the wife. Because they had PL259, says the husband. There's your ham joke for the day.
Oh, I get it. It was both a dad joke and a ham joke. Well, thanks for that, Frank. I appreciate it. Yeah, we all want to laugh a little bit more from time to time. Very good. All right. Well, with that, we'll move on down and double check with Daniel and see if he's back in. Good morning, Daniel, N9MUF. Are you back online?
I will say this real quick. I saw him pop up on Supermon, and right as you called him, he popped away. He's back here. Daniel, take it away.
Yeah, I don't see him on my Supermon here, so we'll have to see how he's doing. Daniel, one more try here, and then we'll circle back later on.
Just managed to get back on the line, Jeff. Thanks for giving me a couple of tries. Mobile here. I don't know if I'm just going through a bit of a weird spot in T-Mobile's towers.
Well, you're here now, so we're glad to have you. Good morning, happy Sunday, and happy Daylight Saving Day.
Yeah, I'm not a Daylight Savings Time fan, and a lot of people in church, I guess, weren't either. Definitely light in church. But the good thing is we've got sunshine and blue skies, birds singing, fish jumping out here, so hopefully get out on the motorcycle this afternoon. And I've got my guitar with me. I'm going to take a break from church next Sunday, so give it a chance to do a little maintenance on it. Quick in and out, so I'll say 7-3 to you, Jeff. Always good checking in with you. N9MUF.
All right. Well, enjoy the motorcycle ride. That weather holds up nicely. It's perfect spring weather for that, so have a good one and enjoy your Sunday. N9MUF, KW6U. Nice to hear you as well. And good morning, Dan, KN6WQU. What have you got going on in your normally busy day?
Jeff and Annette. This is KN6WQ. Just a normal busy day. It's just rolling out. I look up and I see the clock. Well, the alarm went off at 7 a.m. this morning, and I looked at the clock and it said 6 o'clock. I'm like, that can't be right. Oh, that's right. It's daylight savings time. Woohoo! I guess. So I guess today we're up an hour earlier than we usually are. So makes it a little bit easier for me. So maybe I could get things done a little bit more. Maybe, I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. But anyway, I guess I get another hour worth of work, basically, if it's the way that I look at it. Because if I still quit at the time I quit, then it'll still work out. Let's see. I don't have too much more to add. It's just a beautiful day today. I can't believe these beautiful days we're having, and compared to what's going back east, it's just unbelievable. This is KN6WQ.
We are very fortunate here in California to have this fine weather. Sometimes it means a very long, hot, dry summer. I don't know if that's actually going to be the case. Hopefully not. But it's a beautiful spring day here, and I'm loving it.
Indeed, I definitely agree with you 100%, Jeff. It is beautiful, beautiful today. Let's see. So hopefully, like you said, the summer won't be as drastic as the last two. Hopefully we get a break this time around. We'll have to see how it goes. We got a lot more rain than we usually do, so that might be a sign, hopefully. We're still going to pray, because you can only take so many clothes off. Anyway, this is KN6WQ. Thanks for running the net today, Jeff. I'm going to hop on out of here. I got to unload my truck, and I got to get on the road. I got to head out to the south area. KN6WQ. 73 thanks.
All right, Dan. You have a great day. Drive safe. I know you're always busy on Sundays, and so, that's a good thing most days for you. KN6WQU. This is KW6U 73. Let's see here. Good morning, Ron. W2RON. How are you this morning? And how is it where you are right now?
Well, good morning to you, and good morning to everyone on the net. This is Ron, W2RON, and we're in Milton, Vermont. We're in northwest Vermont, about 35 miles south of the Canadian border. We've got some beautiful, beautiful spring day here today, although I don't go out ever. I'm too old. I just hang out in my lazy boy and look out the window. But it's 49 degrees, and the sun is shining brightly, and what a beautiful relief from what we've had in the past, recent past. Anyway, great. This has been one winter that's been really harsh compared to some of the recent winters. 5 or 6 years have been kind of a mild, and this has been getting back to the way it used to be years ago. Anyway, we're enjoying listening on the net. We heard this one gentleman anticipating getting 590. Hold on. I don't know how that works for a person that's blind. I'm approaching that right now, but I'm still not reached that yet. I had a 590. I can't imagine how I could have used it and tuned up on an antenna that was out of resonance. How does one do that that's blind on a radio? Usually I have to keep my eye on meters to see the result. But I guess maybe there's aids that the blind have that help out in tuning a rig. Anyway, maybe we'll learn more about that in the future. It's really great. Thank you for picking us up. We are very much involved now of late since we're grown older and not able to work at antennas. We're enjoying All-Star, D-Star, Droid Star, Peanut, VHAM, everything else, and it's all been really great. Back to net. Thank you very much for picking us up. This is Whiskey 2, Romeo, Oscar, November, Ron in Milton, Vermont. Over the net.
Well, very good, and thank you for checking in. Yeah, I think what I heard in the discussion with Mark, WB6BJN, and Brian, they were talking about the accessibility of the 590 as being one of the more accessible radios to help figure things out. It's a great question that they might be able to, or at least Mark might be able to help you answer at some point in time if you get to that point. How to figure things out. It may be that you just rely on the equipment at some level, but I'm sure there's some feedback that he can give you and tell you how he does it. I don't know the answer myself, but when you get to that point, when you're needing it more, there are people out there that would be able to answer your questions. So hopefully, and they're checking in regularly to this net, so you'll learn about it as you go along. Ron, have a great day. I'm glad to hear that you're having a beautiful spring weather there and a normal winter. It's a little wacky when things are not normal. Have a wonderful Sunday, and it was nice to have you check into the net this morning. Thank you for that. W2RON, this is KW6U73.
And thank you very much. I'm going to make it an everyday thing, or I try to anyway, to listen or to check in, and we'll be enjoying it day by day. Thank you. W2RON, to be clear and listening.
All right, nice to hear you. Thank you. This is KW6U for the Coffee Break Net. It's a little later than I thought, but that's okay. Let's come on in. Let me know if you are in and out. We can take some more check-ins as we get closer to 10 o'clock here. So come on in and say hi. It's daylight savings, so some of you late birds might still be out there ready to go now. Taking check-ins.
N6CKV again, in and out. Quick in and out.
Looking to check in here, JP. KO6 MSB.
Kilo Bravo 1, Papa Zulu, Sierra, KB1 PZS Bob in Connecticut.
Victor Echo for Yankee Lima, in and out. Just one for the count.
KO6 MSB, JP here checking in.
All right, let's run through our list here to make sure I've got everybody. Victor Echo 4, Yankee, was there another letter to that call sign? Did I get the whole thing?
Yes, there is. This is Victor Echo 4, Yankee Lima, Rosie from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Just in and out.
Very good. Victor Echo 4, Yankee Lima. We'll circle back to you here. And then we have KB1 PZS. I've got KO6 MFP, Doug W2BX, and Carl in 6CKV. Let's go ahead and take Carl real quick, coming back in to see us. Good morning, Carl. How are you?
Hi, good morning, Jeff, and everyone else out there. Yeah, my gardener showed up. We planted a couple roses already, and now we're doing weeding. So I have to get back to it, but I just wanted to say good morning to everyone. Have a good Sunday. This is N6CKV 73, and thanks for running the net, Jeff.
All right, you are hot to trot, getting work done on a fine spring day, so have fun planting roses and doing other things, so I'm sure the yard's going to look beautiful. Thanks for checking back in. N6CKV, KW6U73. Hey, morning, Doug, W2VX. Are you out and about getting ready to ride?
Good morning, Jeff. Yes, indeed. What a beautiful morning it is. And, yeah, I think I'm going to go for a ride. I think I'm going to go for a long ride. Teresa took off to go to church. She left me here all on my own recognizance. So the day is planned, or at least partially planned, and she's got a couple of committee meetings that she's heading. So I love it when she's super busy and I have opportunities to be a free agent, I guess.
I love my free agent status. I have it most of the time, and I'm still getting used to it. It makes myself tickle a little bit when I think about it.
Yeah, it's, you know what, it's one of my favorite things to do is to contemplate while I'm eating my granola what I am or what I am not going to do with my day. It's great to have choices. Oh, you know, yesterday I had a lot of fun going over to the vault and making sure that the 0 hertz generator was working properly, and make sure that we have all kinds of 0 hertz energy so that we can change the frequency and all talk to one another. You catch my drift?
Kind of. 0 hertz. All right, you're going to have to rethink that. I'm going to have to rethink that one here. I was typing at the same time you were talking, and I can't do two things at once anymore.
Well, at least you used to be able to, so it's always good to look into the past and say, yeah, look at all the things I used to be able to do at once. Well, you have to have DC voltage in order for all that stuff in the vault to work, and so we switched out, put a new battery, a new charger in, and seems to be clean and clear and still providing 0 hertz.
Yeah, it's just not registering. 0 hertz. Nothing hurts?
Yeah, DC voltage. It's got potential to be more hertz, but you have to have something else to turn it into, you know, 144, 145 megahertz, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, enough of the falderall with putting in DC. Generally, we're in there trying to figure out what all the other FM stuff is going to do. Hey, Jeff, thanks for running the net, and you know what? I think I'm going to go make sure there's plenty of air in the tires so that I can float down to the river. 7-3s, everybody. Have a safe and pleasant day. W2VX, I'm clear.
Yeah, I finally get it, but Doug, I'm feeling rather blonde, or maybe it's just a lack of sleep from my alarm going off earlier than it normally does. Have a great day, Doug. W2VX, KW6U73. All right, we have KO6MF. Well, I think I wrote down the wrong call sign, MFP or MFT. Which is it? KO6MF something. Come on back to me, please.
First of all, I'm on a handheld inside. How do you copy? KO6MSD. I know my phonetics are probably incorrect, but I'm brand new here. That's King Ocean 6, Mary Sam Victor. How do you copy?
All right, I copy you now. Kilo Oscar 6. There we go. Motel Foxtrot Victor.
Make that a Sam Victor for the last two.
All right, Sierra Victor. All right, very good. All right, thank you. I finally got your call sign correctly here, and you're actually coming in a little better right now, so this is much easier.
Very good. Just got my license, brand new here, and just fumbling my way through the procedure, trying to figure out how this all works.
Well, very good. Glad to have you check in. Now, what's your handle, by the way, your name that goes with your call sign?
JP.
All right, JP, I have got you in the log. Have you been listening in a little bit and kind of get a sense for the rhythm and flow?
Yeah, I've been tuning in for about an hour listening to how it works. I think I've got some semblance of it. Happy to be here.
Well, very good. Congratulations on your new license, and hopefully that'll extend to future learning. But by all means, check in anytime to the net, and of course, anytime you want to chat, just throw out a call sign and see if anyone's there. You know, very often this repeater is alive and well, and you'll find people talking, and you're more than welcome to jump in.
Very good, and in the meantime, I'll try to start learning my correct phonetics here.
That'll be part of it. It'll come to you pretty soon. And then, are you saying that this is your very first contact on the air? Have you made other contacts before?
Other than a test with a friend yesterday from my driveway to make sure the radio works, this would be my first one.
Well, congratulations. You've gotten over the first set of mic fright. I remember it very well, and you're doing great. So come back on and join us anytime.
Sounds good. If appropriate, I'm going to put my wife on. She's going to make her first contact as well. She's King Ocean 6, Mary Sam Ocean.
Well, let's go ahead and put her on. We'd be happy to take another contact here. Kilo Oscar 6, Motel Sierra Oscar.
Welcome to the Newfoundland and Labrador Link repeater system.
Good morning. This is Michelle, KOSMSB, with my first transmission.
Oh, let me get your call sign again. I might have typed it down incorrectly. I have KO6MSO, and you said something else at the end, and I couldn't tell if it was a Papa or Victor.
You had it correct. KOSMSO.
Very good. Well, welcome, Michelle. Congratulations on your first contact here, and hopefully we'll hear more of you. I mean, this is an open place, so there's folks to chat with all the time and just practice with, just however you want to do it.
Thank you much. Have a great day.
You have a great day as well. Happy to hear you. Congratulations on the first contact. Thank you so much for checking into the Coffee Break Net, and hopefully we'll hear more of you. And we'll go back to JP real quick. Did you have anything else for the net?
Only that I'm now in trouble for forcing my wife to make her first contact, but that's going to be KO6MSO and KO6MSV73.
Well, great job on the both of you. Hope to hear you again out here. Have a great day, KO6MSV and KO6MSO 73. And good morning, let's see, Bob, K1PZS, how are you this morning?
Yeah, doing good here. KB1PZS, name is Bob, I'm in Connecticut. We got warm weather today. It's, see here, it's 56 degrees. It's almost 60. We haven't seen that since November of last year, so that's a good thing, man. Really liking it. We're supposed to get up to 70 on Wednesday, so that is a good thing. And, yep, just playing with some nodes. Right now I'm talking to you on my radialist node, and I'm building another one with a MPOW mic headset. noise canceling for the car, and that's what I'm doing right now. Actually configuring ASL3 as we speak, and I got to try to get 44 net on there to get some port forwarding because of my cell phone service is CGNet, so that's going to be fun. But we'll get her done. Anyways, back to net control, KB1PZS.
That sounds like you're keeping busy, and of course, with fine weather, it's a little bit distracting when I look out through the windows here. So you might be running into the same problem unless your shack is down in a hole. But there's always projects to do, and enjoy them while the weather's nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I want to get some time to get out there and do this. So I'm hoping to get this project done soon, so I can get out in the car and get her up and running and drive around, and enjoy it, and do some maybe hit a park or something, and enjoy some sun and warm weather. Back to net control.
Absolutely, that's the best way to enjoy the weather after a winter. So, well, you have a happy, fine spring day, happy Sunday, and thanks for checking into the net this morning. Glad to hear you, and I think we'll probably chat again sometime. KB1PZS, this is KW6U73. Alrighty, Victor Echo 4, Yankee Lima, good morning. Sorry for the delay. How are you, and do you have anything for the net? All right, Victor Echo 4, Yankee Lima, I have you down as an in and out, and if you get a chance to check in with us and chat some more, that's great, but otherwise, we'll move on down the list. This is KW6U for the Coffee Break Net, getting along in the tooth here, so I'm going to go ahead and take some in and outs and log onlys. In and outs and log onlys, please. Checking in for the Coffee Break Net.
This is November 4, Kilo Foxtrot November. Name is Steve, and I'm in and out.
N6CTC, throw me in the log, please.
K4LGI for the log. KE9DRU, log only.
KI4NHP and KI4NHQ, in and out.
Whiskey 6 Golf Lima Whiskey for the log.
KI6TC for the log.
Golf 8 Whiskey Victoria from the Philippines, in and out. Good morning.
All right, let's go through my list here real quick to make sure I've got everybody. That very last station, I didn't hear you. Coming in very low signal. Come on in again, please. All right, I'll run through our list. Let's see, 4 Golf 8 Whiskey Victor. I've got you in there. Forward in and out. Good morning, Glenn, KI6TC for the log. Good morning, Gerry, Whiskey 6 Golf Lima Whiskey, got you in there for the log. Kilo India 4 November India Hotel, got you in the log. Kilo India 4 November Hotel Papa, I've got you in the log. Kilo Echo 9 Delta Romeo Uniform, I've got you in the log. K4 Lima Golf Idaho, got you in the log. N6 CTC, got you in the log. And N4KFN as an in and out. How are you this morning, by the way? N4KFN, anything else for the net? All right, nothing heard there. We'll go down to, let's see, 4 Golf 8 Whiskey Victor from the Philippines. Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, KSL, good morning, Net Control. Good morning, everyone. This is 4 Golf 8 Whiskey Victor. My name is Nick, transmitting here in the Philippines. Joining and supporting the net with no traffic. 73. Thank you very much. Back to Net Control.
Well, it's good to hear you checking in from the Philippines. I think you're about 16 hours ahead of us, so it's probably tomorrow already. You have a great day. Thank you for checking into the net, and I hope to hear more of you down the line. 4G8 WVV, this is KW6U73. And let's see, is there anyone else out there that would like to check in? We'll take some log-onlys here, log-onlys.
Hey, Jeff, this is K6GML, Tom and Lincoln. I was that really weak signal, HT in the living room, so thanks for running the net.
All right, Tom, we've got you. Anybody else for the log?
K6BSY, Kilo 6 Bravo Sierra Yankee, for the log only.
All right, Jeff, I've got you, K6BSY, and good morning. And anyone else for the log?
HDL1, WS.
All right, that last station there, I did not hear you very well. It was pretty garbly, and my apologies for not making you out. Come again, please. Let's try again. All right, hearing none. Let's anybody else for the log? We'll go ahead and take a couple more people here for the log. Well, hearing none, this is, we'll go ahead and shut the net down here in just a moment. It's almost 10 o'clock. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this morning on a Sunday on Daylight Saving Time. This is KW6U. Hopefully you'll check in with the Coffee Break Net every morning, 7:30 to 10 a.m. Tomorrow should be Brian AI6US. And normally scheduled stuff. As always, love to hear you. Thanks for hanging out. This is KW6U signing off at here, 7-3, and we'll return the repeater back to normal operation. Thank you.
'73, Jeff, great net, and you have a fantastic day. And hopefully the proverbial jet lag of DST doesn't get you too hard. KG6NLW.
Thanks, Frank. You have a great day as well. 7-3.